The Sixth Sense, and the others, both came from the same idea: ghostly visions. In particular, the ghostly mother of a couple of children in The Others thinks that she is a human and that the new tenants are ghosts. Similar ideas abound in the literature of the East and West. Like the movie The Eye, human interpretation of phenomena not only fails to restore true nature fully, but can bring in redundant information when creating one's own subjective model. This inevitably leads to new questions. Are we ghosts in our self-constructed models? Or are we humans in the real world? Or are we numbers in a simulation system constructed by other intelligent beings? To construct our subjective models and test them for consistency with the objective world, human beings build complex scientific systems. Deciphering the question of, are we ghosts, humans, or numbers? We must first answer, what the hell is science?